is no secret that for myself as a graphic designer and a professional graphic designer at that, I'm not a fan of AI images, AI kind of posters and flyers that you just got ChatGPT to make. But what I am a fan of is streamlining workflows from designs that you've already created. And so, my friend, in this video, I'm going to share with you how you can use Claude and Canva together to design on-brand images for your business from templates that you have created. So designs that are already unique, designs that are already branded to your business, and designs that are already thought through in terms of the way that you want to communicate and the way you want to share information with your audience. So today we're going to build out a carousel that looks a little bit like this, but all of the text is going to have been inserted just by Claude without me having to do any boring copying and pasting. And make sure you hang around to the end because I'm going to share with you a secret way on how you can get access to this template if you would like to try this version but make it your own. So let's dive on in. So hello, if we haven't met yet, my name is Jacqui and I am a graphic designer who loves helping everyday business owners make their own incredible branding and graphics through programs just like Canva. Because when we have really great branding and graphics for our business can grow so much faster and we can enjoy the process so much more because our designs are speaking to our audience and it's making sales for us. But obviously making carousels or making designs every single day or every single week for our business can get monotonous. And as a business owner, I am totally for using templates. What I mean by that is not necessarily purchasing templates from anywhere in the world or using random Canva templates, although that is totally okay. What I recommend is building out your own set of templates you can use for your business on repeat. So for me, for example, when we're posting to my Instagram, we have a set of 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different templates that we use, and we just repeat them and change the text, change the images, and reuse that template. And I think that's a really smart way to work as a business. It means that you're not getting distracted by shiny objects and means that you can focus on your content, which is also really important. And it means that you can focus your time on areas that aren't design. You can do other things in your business that you actually love. And so what I recommend doing is maybe finding a Canva template or a template that I might give you today or creating one from scratch and then making it to be your brand. By your brand, I mean, I want you to know what are your business's colors, what are the fonts, what is the overall style that you're using for your brand and your business, and applying that to the template so it becomes yours, it becomes unique. It's not a cookie cutter design anymore that everyone else is using. And then what I want you to do is get that template and get Claude to do all the heavy lifting in terms of inputting all of the text, because that can get really boring. So for example, for my business, we have a podcast that goes out every single week. And what we could actually do if we wanted to is get Claude to write a little bit of a summary of my podcast episode, split that into text on a carousel, and then input that text into our Canva template, do a few edits. This is crucial. It is not perfect on the get-go. You need to go in and do edits and know how to design, but it's not too tricky. I promise you, I'm going to show you this whole process and then hit post. And from start to finish, this is a lot quicker and things can happen in the background while you're working on other things, while Claude is doing all of the designing part for you. So let's show you exactly how to do this. I have just created a brand new Claude account just to show you this from scratch, because I think sometimes if we don't know all of the right things to connect, we can get a bit lost. So I'm going to start here with a Claude free account and I'm going to press skip for this. You can get the Claude app. I've got the app on my computer, highly recommend. So feel free to do that, but we don't need it necessarily for today. So I'm going to skip that for now. I'm going to unselect this for privacy reasons. I don't like that setting. So I'm going to press continue and then I'm going to give it my name. Continue. Answer all of its kind of questions and then we've kind of got started. I don't really want to continue on this conversation here. What I'm going to actually do is go over to my settings. So I'm going to open up the sidebar by clicking on this little button here and I'm going to choose to customize. Inside customize, I'm going to find this connectors panel. The connectors is what is really crucial to connecting your Canva to your Claude. So I'm going to go to connectors here. To find Canva, I'm going to go over to this add button and press browse connectors. And I'm going to search for Canva. As you can see, it's already pretty popular. It's number 4. So I'm going to hit this plus button and it's going to then prompt me to access and log into my Canva. Give these a little bit of a read to make sure that you're happy with everything. And then you would press allow. Pretty much just so you know, a lot of these things don't happen unless you give it authority to do so. You'll see that as I go through this process today. All right, so we've connected Claude. It's going back to my first chat, which I don't really care about. I'm going to start a brand new chat. So I'm going to press new chat in the top left-hand corner here. And I'm going to now start with asking it to transcribe a podcast for me. So we have two stages in this process. One is crafting the content and two is crafting the design. First, I'm going to use Claude to help me craft the content. If you don't want to do this, if you want to write it from scratch yourself, that's 100% okay. You would just kind of skip this part and add in what your content is going to be. But for me, for example, I've got a prompt. I'm going to paste it in so you don't have to watch me typing it out. But pretty much to summarize what I've got in here, I'm asking it, help me build a carousel post I can post to Instagram based on a concept shared from this podcast transcript. I'm going to then give it a podcast transcript. So I have had my podcast that I've shared. So it's got all of my own thought leadership, all of my own ideas in it. And I've got that transcribed. I'm going to press plus, add files or photos, and I'm going to browse my computer and grab my transcript file. I'm going to add that into this design. So in here, it's pretty much a text file. If I just preview it for you to give you some concept, it's just literally me talking about this podcast episode. It's my transcript of me talking. So what I'm going to ask it to do is go through this transcript and make me a carousel post. Now, again, if you don't want to do this, you can just write out the text you might need. But what's important is I want it to write this carousel in a very specific way because of the template that I've made. So I'm going to show you the template now that I've got. And so over here, I've made a template. I'm going to share with you at the end on how you can get a copy of this. But in essence, you can see I've made a 4-page carousel post. So this is a post that someone might open on Instagram and swipe through to kind of get an education about what I'm sharing. And so at the front, I've got a bold hooky heading that would go here and a little small side point here to encourage someone to swipe through my design. Then I've got a hook here that I might have on my second slide. So help someone to be more interested in reading, some more information here, and then another hook to get people to swipe across again. Then I would have this page, which would be duplicated as many times as I wanted, sharing different tips or different points from my podcast. So I might have like 5 different tips, and we would then actually duplicate this same slide over and over again with those tips. And then at the end, I have a call to action saying, hey, this was actually a snippet from my podcast. Make sure you go here to listen to more. Now, obviously, this is just one example of what you can do. You can do this with literally anything for your business. But what I recommend is doing it for something you're doing regularly. So maybe each week you're doing a similar kind of post. Use Claude to help you to streamline that process. We don't want to add more to your plate, but you want to do what you're already doing, but doing it more effectively. And so I've got this carousel. And so this is what I've gone through in my instructions here to Claude is I've written out, I'm going to give you this prompt in case you want to use anything like it. But I'm saying the first slide should have a hook, 3 to 9 words long, and a sentence underneath. I've kind of just explained exactly how I want the structure to go. That way, when it gets to getting to my template, it's going to be able to replace that information seamlessly. I'm going to share with you a few things that I've done in this template now that make this work. If you have too many fiddly things happening or too much text or too much kind of different sizing of things, it can get a bit messy. So I prefer to use more simple designs. But as you do this, as you practice it, feel free to kind of play with this, add more to it. But for now, I'm keeping this quite simple so that there's less room for error. And to be honest, sometimes the simpler carousels are actually doing well when they're designed well. So something that's working in this design is it's got really large text on it that's quite large to capture someone's attention in the scroll. I haven't added a heap of text over here. There's not a ton of different things happening to distract people. It's really very intentional. And so this design, I've done it simple like this. I've got a little line here to just help kind of pull people across to the next slide. And you can see that line carries through my designs. I've got text here, and I've got some space down here in case it needs a little bit more room, and some space here. And you notice in my prompt, I let it know how long I wanted things to be, because otherwise it might write a whole paragraph or two when I only had space for a sentence. I'm going to let it know those things so there's less for me to fix later on. And you can see again here, this box has a ton of room at the bottom of it, so it's got room to add in text. And once Claude adds in the text, there's still going to be things for me to fix, and I'll show you through that process. So first I'm going to say to Claude, hey, can you please do this? So I've got all the instructions, and I'm going to press go. And what it's going to do is it's going to read the text from my podcast transcript. It's going to read my instructions and try to work out what it needs to do from here. So you can see it's telling us a bit of its process. It's reading the podcast transcript. It's reading through the truncated middle section of the overlooked tack. And it's saying, here is your text. And so at this point, I might choose to refine it, or I might choose, yep, this is good to go. If you want to refine it, you could pretty much just copy and paste this and add it into your text again and kind of just do any changes that you wanted to do to it. Or you can edit this later on inside Canva. But I'm going to say that's good to go. And then I'm going to ask it to add that design to my Canva. So my next prompt is going to be, please now use your Canva connector to find my design titled, and you would grab your template design. So I'm going to replace my text in here because I have updated it since I made this. So template, Claude Carousel design template. I'm going to make sure I copy this exact name, and I would paste it into this area here. And then I'm going to say duplicate it because I don't want it to override my original template. I want to keep a copy of this original template for myself. So I'm making sure I say to duplicate it and replace the text on it to match what you have written. So I'm saying, great, this text is good. Now use that text to make my design. Update the photos on every slide. Let's change that typo, on every slide other than the last slide with images from my folder. So what that's saying is pretty much in the background, I've got these little images. I want Claude to go through and update those for me. So it's one less step for me to do. But I'm saying I actually really like the last slide. Leave that as is. You don't need to change that. So what it's doing is it's actually going to go to my folder that I've labeled 2026 photo shoot, and it's going to choose photos from this folder for me. So I'm going to then press go. So you can see right now it's looking for the design. It's saying, am I going to find the right design? Am I going to find the right design? It's going to compare the different file names to make sure that what we've got is good. Then you can see this little option here is Claude wants to copy design from Canva. This is something that I have to allow it to do. So I can choose to have always allow, or if I want to, I can click this drop down and say, allow this one time. So I'm going to choose always allow because I want it to always do this when I'm prompting it to do so. But you could do allow once if you wanted to make sure that it always asked you throughout this process. And see, it's now asking me if I'm okay with it editing the design. I'm going to also press always allow, and you can see that it's starting to edit that design. So it's created a duplicate of my design and it's now going to go in and edit that design. It's got another option for me. It's saying discard edits, but then it kind of took that away. So we'll keep on seeing what happens down here. Oops, I accidentally pressed decline. So we'll see what's going to happen now if I have to start the process again. Whoops. Duplicated everything, yada, yada, yada. Don't want me to go ahead. So what it's going to do now is it's going to confirm, do you want me to save this design so you can actually access it? Because at this point, I can't access what it's made. It's kind of done it in its Claude land. So now it's time for me to do that. So I'm going to say yes, go ahead. I'm going to press always allow. It's worth noting here for your model inside Claude, the different models take a different amount of credits. And so you can choose to have a different one if you want to. Like for example, Sonnet is probably fine for this, and you can't use any other ones in terms of if you're on the Canva free plan, which is great because they would use more credits, but Sonnet's plenty enough for doing this kind of work. Right, so it's saying it's worked. It's now adding the 4 remaining tip slides because what I want it to do is I want it to actually duplicate these middle slides here as many times as it needs for my carousel. All right, so it's asking me for another question here. Always allow to edit the design. Oops, did I press something just then? Yep, I didn't press anything, so I must have accidentally pressed something. Looks like batch edit was declined. I won't try blindly, just to confirm. And I just let it know. Just letting it know what I meant to do. Hopefully it can fix that problem for me. Always allow. It's worth noting with your connectors, you can actually click on them and choose what settings you have. So if you go to connectors and then click on the connector, I can choose, do I want it to always allow or do I want it to ask for approval? So I could choose for some things, I guess I'm doing a lot of these things by itself, but these ones here, it's asking for approval. So I wanted to make this process faster and not have to manually approve things. I could say, yes, I want you to always be able to do this, always be able to do this. So I would just tick on this and it would save it. And so just a matter of working out what you feel comfortable with, like discarding designs might be a little bit scary, but creating a folder, you might be like, yeah, that's totally fine. So working out what you feel comfortable with at this point might be useful. Oh, it just declined it again. I swear I'm not clicking, guys. Something is glitching for me right now. All right, so saved. Let's have a look here. So if I'm going to click on this link that it's provided for me, and you can see here that it has totally updated my carousel for me. Like I did none of this except for giving it the template and the transcript, okay? So you can see it's replaced the photos in here, which is fabulous, and it's created the design for me. And it's almost perfect. There's only a few small changes I need to do here, which is so wildly exciting. So what I want you to do is when you get this design done, I don't want you just to sit with it and be like, cool, post. I want you to go through and use your brain, your human brain, the one that's really great, and just make sure it's perfect. What Claude's actually given me here is the view link. So I need to go back here and ask, can I have it in the edit link? Can I have the link to edit, not view? So Canva can give you 2 links. It can give you a view link or an edit link. So I want to make sure I have the edit link. So if you, like me, only get the view link, make sure you click on the edit link and it will open up a new design where you can edit it. So you can tell up here, it only had the viewing option here, which means I couldn't do anything other than click on it. So that's why I'm asking for the edit link. And now I can move things around and edit that design for myself. So for me, I'm just going to move this down a little bit, make it a little bit larger. Here's what you actually need. I might remove the emoji. I don't find emojis save really well. All right, that's really great. That's pretty much already done. I don't love this picture of me, but You know, sometimes you just care about pictures of you that no one else cares about or notices. My photographer obviously thought it was a good enough photo to include, so I'm actually just going to leave it and stop overthinking. And so this hook isn't my favorite hook. Before you post another graphic, run it through this 5-minute check. I'm going to actually use this as the hook. So at this point, even if you decide, you know what, I approve this text, but now that I see it in practice, I'm not loving it, I'm going to actually place that text there. Before you post another graphic, I feel like that's a stronger hook. Maybe you do a ... And then I'm going to add the polish pass, which is the name of this kind of, the theory that I taught in this podcast. I'm going to run it through this check. It's called the polish pass. And I say it's a step most businesses skip and it's costing them trust. So I might choose to make this a little bit wider and pop it down here. And that's looking good. Okay, I'm going to move this down a little bit though, so it's less on my face. All right, second side, done skis. Create size contrast. This is all perfect. I might even actually decide I want to left align this text just so it's a little bit easier to read. And I might choose to make like 2 lines of text here so it's, again, a little bit easier to read there. All right. Cute. Done. That's how long it took me to fix this. That one there is fine. I'm just going to make that left align so it's a little bit easier. I should have done that in the template. That was on me. Left align. Looking good. Get your alignment right. There's nothing I need to fix at this point. I don't like that there's 2 similar photos here and here. I feel like that's not enough of a difference. So I'm just going to go back to my folder and find a photo to use instead. Okay, let's go for this one. Done. And you can see here I've got a little bit of space down the bottom of this text box because there was a bit less text in this design. So I'm going to make that again left aligned. And I could make my text larger, but actually I'm going to make this box a bit smaller and just drag that down a little bit and move this down accordingly. And then that's done as well. Same thing with this one. Left aligned. Bring all that down. Done skis. Same thing here. Left aligned. If I want to change these photos, I can, just update it or maybe can move it around a little bit. All looking wonderful. And then here the full breakdown, comment 277. It's placed all of this text perfectly and done it exactly as I need to. And then all I would have to do is save this and post it. Might press share, download and save it as a PNG and share it. Or if you want to, you can share directly from Canva to Instagram. I don't do that because I can't add audio and things. I have a few less setting options, but it's available for you if you want to. And that was such a quick process. And you can imagine while this process was happening where Claude was doing all of its designing, I could have just put Claude in a different tab and moved on with something else. I planned my next podcast episode, for example, while that was still doing its work. If I wanted to, I could have had those tasks pre-approved so I didn't have to go in and manually approve them. But you can see like every single week I can just have that already done, have that template there, go through and double check it and then post it. And it's such a quick process. And that, my friends, is how I recommend that you can use Claude with your designs. Now, I'm about to share with you how you can get your hands on that free template. But before I do, if you are thinking, oh my gosh, Jacqui, this looks really great, but I don't understand how design works, or I don't have my own brand I can just use, I have a free masterclass that I really would love to invite you to. It's called Design Tools to Get to 100K Online. And in that session, I'm going to share with you design mistakes you're probably making that are costing you clients, some that I used in this design. I'm also going to share with you a real life example of taking a template and applying a brand to it so you can see how a brand can bring that to life, plus outline my signature way of creating your very own brand. Plus I'm going to share with you Canva shortcuts, other free templates. It's a whole party over there and I would love to have you at it. It's totally free. 1 hour is going to change the way that you do business inside Canva. Make sure you join me for that session. The link is in the description or on the screen now, and I would love to have you there. Now, if you would like a copy of the template that I used in this design and you want to make it your own, what I'd love you to do is message me on Instagram. There's a keyword I want you to say, and it's going to automatically send you a copy of this template that you can use straight away inside Canva. So what I want you to do is message me this keyword. It's really random. I wanted to make sure that you weren't going to accidentally say it. The word is bubble pop. One word. Spell it correctly. BUBBLEPOP. And when you do that, you're going to get a free copy of this template sent straight to you. You don't need to opt into anything. You can just jump in there and start creating Canva designs in Claude following this exact tutorial. Amazing. I can't wait to see you in my DMs. I can't wait to send that to you. My handle is whitedeergd. So just look up whitedeer GD right on Instagram and I'll send you through that template. And make sure in the meantime that you are joining me for that Design Tools to Get to 100K Masterclass. You are going to love it. All right. I hope that was helpful. See you next time for the next video. Bye.